Welcome to Gibraltar, a British overseas territory located south of Spain in the Iberian Peninsula. It is also known as the Rock for a very obvious reason. I honestly had tons of fun here, more than I actually expected. I describe this place as some sort of a hidden tropical paradise, but in a less touristy part of Europe. I didn't regret spending my memorable birthday here. It felt like a proper and relaxing kind of holiday. I will share with you the places and activities I had in Gibraltar and maybe share some useful information if you are considering to visit this wonderful place. Being a person who loves to swim, I definitely had to check out their beach first. We rode a taxi and it only took us about 10 minutes to get us there from the city center. The place is called Catalan Bay, and I instantly fell in love with this place. There wasn't that many people here as I anticipated, which for me is a win. There is a nearby changing room, complete with showers and toilet facility. It certainly gives you an authentic local beach vibe. The big and strong waves really looks intimidating, but I'm confident in my swimming skills, and there were lifeguards in the vicinity, so I felt even safer. The waves were just bearable enough for me to swim around and have fun with. Just don't venture very far, and pay close attention to the waves unlike what I did here. Very fun, right? Also, I expected the water to be really warm, same in the tropics, but it wasn't. I found it rather cool and refreshing, just the right temperature for me. To say that I had an awesome time here is an understatement. I could spend an entire afternoon just sitting here on the beach, soaking up everything. The colorful houses fronting the sandy beach, the towering rocks as a stunning backdrop, the laid-back energy people have just minding their own thing. I imagine it must be really cool living here. People just be swimming and surfing after a day's work. I almost entirely forgot that I was a tourist, and I only got reminded when friendly kids approached and kindly asked for a photo of all of us together. If there's a good reason for me to return here to Gibraltar, it would be this place, Catalan Bay. The next destination is located at the southernmost tip of Gibraltar. Going to this place from the city center, the bus ride only costs £2 per person. The Europa Point Lighthouse gives tourists a scenic view of the Strait of Gibraltar. On a clear, cloudless day, you can even see across the horizon the Kingdom of Morocco in the African continent. When you're here, you can get a different view of the other side of Hercules' fabled northern pillar. There's plenty of photo opportunities here with the lighthouse and the scenic big rock in the background. I took the time to sit down and just enjoy the vista. The constant caress of the afternoon sea breeze and the sound of the crashing waves hitting the rocky coastline are just super relaxing. A calm place where it can stimulate one's creativity. Or maybe a place for self-reflection. Spending the sunset here was truly spectacular, a great way to end the day. The main and must-visit attraction here in Gibraltar is definitely the Upper Rock Nature Reserve. For the price of £18 per ticket, you'll have access to everything on the mountain. There are plenty of options to get up there. You can choose to walk, take a taxi, or ride a cable car. We opted for the cable car as it was the most convenient way for us to get there, not to mention exciting. The ride itself only takes 6 minutes, but I strongly suggest that you buy the ticket ahead online so that you won't be queued up with most of the people who haven't bought their tickets yet. Here, you can see its famous and mischievous locals, the Barbary Macacques. They are the only known wild population present here in Europe. They're a very well-known wildlife attraction here in Gibraltar, and they are well protected by the government. Legend tells that as long as the macaques are still present on the rock, Gibraltar will remain under British rule. It's best not to bring anything that they might see as a food, as they will definitely try to steal it from you. I saw it happen to a kid when I was there, and it wasn't a pleasant experience at all. Here in the feeding station, I saw a thick white smoke coming up behind the cliff. It looked like there's a fire or something. As I got closer and inspected, it was actually a strong updraft of wind. I got more curious, so I climbed up farther just to have a wider and different perspective. As a strong gale of wind hits the side of the mountain, a rolling clouds is formed, a phenomenon called Levant Cloud. Witnessing this banner cloud forming over the rock of Gibraltar was truly breathtaking. I can confidently say that my face physically contributed in the forming of this awesome cloud. You're welcome, Gibraltar. The skywalk boasts an incredible panoramic view of the surrounding area, the Mediterranean Sea coast of Africa, and the city of Gibraltar itself. It has a section where there is a viewing deck with the glass floors. If you're afraid of heights, don't worry, as you can definitely skip this section of the skywalk. This is one of the most visited places in Gibraltar. I highly recommend visiting this tourist attraction. It's not just tourists who like hanging out here. One local even just sat peacefully on the steel railings, enjoying the fantastic view and a warm summer breeze. Speaking of locals, there's another local marine wildlife that I would like to meet up with. If I get lucky, I could meet an entire pod. From the marina, we headed out to the strait to look for them. The boat was spacious and had more than enough seats for all the guests. The first area we searched in did not have any dolphins in the vicinity, so we headed out to the next spot. We patiently waited for a while, and soon enough, one by one, the dolphin started to pop its head out of the water. They seemed to be reacting to our cheers and became more and more playful. One dolphin even tried to leap out of the water. I was teary-eyed seeing them for the first time out in the open in their own natural environment. They are such curious and cheerful creatures. They always seem to wear a lovely smile on their faces. The marine wildlife watching adventure took about 90 minutes in total. It was a nice leisure activity to consider if you have nothing planned in one of your afternoons. Time to head back to land and grab myself a treat. I couldn't decide what to eat as there are plenty of food options, so I just walked along their lively main high street. I also checked out their local Marks and Sparks, just out of curiosity. At the end of the high street, I've arrived at Gibraltar's main square called Casemate Square. There are numerous pubs, bars, restaurants, and shops located here. It is a good place to just sit down and eat if you feel peckish. I bought a nice and cold fruit shake here, just the right beverage for this weather. Visiting Gibraltar was truly a welcome experience. I think that this trip could be the most stress and hassle-free tour that I had. The energy here is just calm and laid back. I could almost compare it to a visit to a remote tropical island in the Philippines. A nice beach, cool and friendly locals, a huge rock, and just the right climate. It just checks all the boxes on my list. My brain struggles with the fact that we are not in the UK, as there are many things that remind me of London. I hope by sharing my experiences, you'll be able to decide if you would want to consider visiting lovely Gibraltar. Thank you for watching and see you on my next video.